All right, welcome back to another episode. After a awesome finish up with our last one, we obviously said that we wanted to utilize an ep to actually delegate how to ensure that you are implementing some strategies to keep yourself emotionally regulated, to make sure that you are having strategies in calming your central nervous system. As Sandra and I, this is something we teach our clients quite a lot with our own coaching, something we're very passionate about. And we've probably ourselves it's a big learning process probably from our own journeys of self-regulation.
Yeah, for sure.
But I reckon before we go super hard into all that stuff, we were only here, what was it, a week ago?
A week ago,
A week ago. We'll start with what's been happening in your life. What have you done in the last week? What's been happening?
Honestly, not much. Same old, really. Train, work, eat, sleep. Repeat.
Repeat.
Yeah. There has not been a whole lot going on, but it's good. Like, life is good. Life's very content right now. I'm in a good place. I've got a good level of balance in my life, enjoying things like outside of bodybuilding as well, which has been nice.
What have you been up to with that? What have you been doing?
Just pouring into my business, pouring into my relationships, spending time with Stu and Bentley, my partner and my dog, for those who don't know.
Yo.
Just family time. We went to Gold Coast, obviously, over the weekend to watch Amanda dominate the FMG stage, and also to celebrate mine and Stu's anniversary. So, yeah, just
How many years?
3 years.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gone so fast.
It
so
does.
fucking fast. Yeah, it really does.
One of my clients asked me this one. She's she was in my house and she was looking at photos of Paul. And she's like, how long have you and Paul been together? I'm like, 8 years. She's like, oh,
fucking hell. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it just goes in the blink of an eye. Before you know it, you'll be celebrating your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah,
honestly.
literally.
Before you know it, you'll be getting married.
I'm waiting for the ring.
I mean, it took Paul 7 years, but hopefully Stu's a little bit quicker.
Yeah, literally. So, yeah, just filling my own cup in ways outside of bodybuilding, which has been really nice. And it's been a bit of a season change, especially because just so many years my life has been so centered around bodybuilding. So it's been nice to kind of just enjoy the fruits of my labor outside of that.
I think that's important. I think that's what actually allows you to have longevity in bodybuilding. And I was saying this to one of my prep clients. She's like, super fucking locked in my off season, bodybuilding comes to us. I was like, yes, that's great. That's important. But in order for you to actually enjoy bodybuilding long term, you need to have phases, and those phases, having longevity, it comes from an athlete knowing when to turn the dial up to more rigidness and then when to turn the dial down to more flexibility.
Yeah.
If you are constantly just never adjusting that dial after a prep, you're going to burn out, you're going to resent it. And when you do need to actually have that dial where it needs to be, you're going to be too mentally fatigued and tapped out to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say with bodybuilding, yes, we have phases, but it's essentially phases of life. So I love that you're doing that because I think it's going to give you and your central nervous system everything it needs for when you do need to turn that dial back up.
Yeah, it's taken me a while to kind of come to terms with that as well. For a while, it felt like I was losing myself, or I was struggling with my identity as a bodybuilder. It made me feel like I was less of a bodybuilder because I was craving that little bit more balance and flexibility in my life. But now I've kind of come to the point where it's, if anything, making me a better bodybuilder, like you said, because I'm accepting that I am going to go through these seasons where I'm a little bit less physique focused and having a little bit more flexibility and thriving in that. And yeah, that doesn't make me any less of a bodybuilder.
100%. Couldn't have said it any better myself. And I have always found every prep that I've come out of, the hardest part hasn't even been putting on the body fat. The hardest part has been letting go of intensity.
Oh, yeah.
And I've said that on so many podcasts and with so many athletes that also resonate with this as well. It's letting go of that constantly filling the gaps, learning that now rest is more productive, that you do need to let your body rest more up. It feels wrong. It feels a stab of the identity, like you said. And it can be a really hard transition. And it is that sense of that. I know we're going a bit off topic. This isn't what it's about, but it kind of does tap into this. What have you done mentally and inner work to allow yourself to hold your own mentally in who you are, to know that this is okay and this transition is required, that's allowed you to go into it and now being so more accepting and freeing of it?
I think honestly this ties in perfectly to what we're going to talk about because it is about regulating my nervous system. And coming out of prep, it took me a while to realize how dysregulated I actually was because it was so hard for me to slow down. And that's why, I was struggling with the identity shifts and everything because I was always this highly strung overachiever, tick all the boxes every day. And if I didn't do that, it felt like I was losing myself and I was a failure and I wasn't disciplined and this and that. And I had to actually slow down and learn how to regulate my nervous system. And that is what's actually helped me be in this better place mentally now. And that's like exactly what we're talking about today.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that with this prep. I feel like my last prep, one, I didn't even know of my neurodivergency, which is a constant form, especially when you're autistic. Your nervous system is constantly in that fight or flight. It's in a constant state of trying to regulate itself. And with me, I always thought growing up I was a paranoid person, that I always felt like someone was out to get me. Look, it probably comes from being abused growing up for the first 15 years of my life. But anyway, I always felt on edge, always felt like someone was out to get me. I was in trouble, or I was constantly in fight or flight growing up as a kid. And autism, literally, it puts these games in your mind. It is literally like you're always thinking, over analyzing, picking up energies, people's facial tones. Like you are just constantly in that wide state. So finding out the neurodivergency helped me a lot. So I obviously, like, as soon as I find out something, you bet I'm going down a rabbit hole about it and finding out every detail about it. And I saw this quote once. You're going to laugh at this. I saw this quote once, and it's like, when you find out maybe you have mental health issues or whatever, you go to the therapist, you're like, okay, so tell me all the things I need you to become the most mentally healthiest person possible, and I'll do it. Literally. I'm like, lol, that's me. I'm like, literally. So how do I become the most, like, what is the strategy?
I literally said that to my therapist. I'm like, you tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. Like, she's my fucking coach.
Yeah, bro. And I was like, that was me finding out I was autistic and ADHD. I'm like, so where do we go from here?
Yeah. What's the plan?
And it's funny because I think everything we talk about today is based on me having to go down this rabbit hole and the strategies, because I want to be the most mentally healthiest person possible, of what can I do to allow myself to be more regulated. And I think because of that, this prep has felt the best it has ever felt. I don't get me wrong, I've had my moments, but there's been less of those moments what has been in previous preps. My last prep was actually one of the biggest reasons why I went and dived deeper into it, find out more about who I was. Because when you go into prep, whatever personality traits you have about you, especially if you're a neurospicy, it's getting heightened and it's coming to fruition more than ever about your personality. And yeah, that was one thing I noticed. And I was like, oh, I want to be better. I know I can be better. I'm not as emotionally regulated. And, you know, I see myself as wanting to be a leader. You can't lead if you're emotionally dysregulated. No. And how are you supposed to coach athletes to the stage if you are acting from an emotional place? So for me, I've learned to strip emotion away from a lot of things. That doesn't mean I don't allow myself to feel those emotions. I need to process them. But when I strip that emotion away, how can I now actually act out of what is strategic and is beneficial in calming the situation or helping someone else out of their own emotional state that's quite reactive, because us humans, very reactive to our emotions. So pausing is such an important part of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this prep, and I think you'll even find now, probably from going through your first prep, you'll go into your next one and you'll even figure more things out again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It's taking the time for yourself. I think I learned to prioritize rest more than ever in a state of where I am doing more. I think I'm resting more in prep than what it was in my off season. It's weird.
Literally. Yeah, literally. Prep like forced me to learn how to slow down and rest.
Yeah.
It forced me to learn that rest is actually so productive and I function so much better when I intentionally make time for it.
Yeah. My mantra used to always be thrive in chaos, because I was like, I love chaos. Let's thrive in it. Let's be fucking chaotic and get some crazy shit done. But that mantra has changed so much. And now I'm like, thrive in controlled calmness. Like thrive in like a controlled, calm state.
Yeah.
And that has, I think, just transitioned to so many pillars and elements of my life. And I think whilst I'm able to juggle so much more in a calm state.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like people think that regulating your nervous system is like doing the breath work and doing the yoga. And like, don't get me wrong, that is such a big part of it. But it's also just how you live your life day to day.
Yeah.
Like not living like everything's a fucking emergency.
Yes.
Like I used to catch myself brushing my teeth and I was brushing my teeth like it was a fucking emergency. I'm like, bitch, slow down. Like what's the rush? It's just actually like living your day-to-day life in a calmer state.
I think that's the biggest thing. And like with having ADHD, that was I always was in a rush. I always felt like I was in a rush. I
Everything
thought
was an emergency.
I never had time to journal. I don't have time for that. That's what I always tell myself, this lie. And then because I need to be quite intense with myself for me to really understand and act on things. So for me, I'm like, is someone fucking dying? No one's dying. The world is not on fucking fire. Slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
And
it's not that urgent.
Every time I do it, I need to respond to this client. The client's not dying. They just want their leg extensions changed out of their program.
I feel that's so
it's
hard.
okay.
Yeah.
They're not sitting there waiting, why hasn't she replied to me yet? I need this fucking change, right? So yeah, learning to slow down. And I think that's probably just one of the simplest forms that you can calm your central nervous system.
Take a fucking breath.
Yes, because when we, like us as coaches, obviously our role, we're not therapists and we're not trying to be, but our role is to be your training and nutrition coach, right? But one thing that does impact our clients' abilities in order to actually show up and tick their training and nutrition is being reactive to these high emotional states. And then this leads to self-sabotage behaviors because one of the most simplest forms, you actually haven't allowed yourself to slow down and actually just process the emotions.
Yeah.
You don't need to react right now.
Yeah.
You don't need to make any decisions or go, I can't do the gym and tell yourself that I can't do them, too stressed out. Take 10 minutes, go for a walk, listen to your favorite song, vent to your boyfriend, not your coach. We're not therapists. Vent to your fucking boyfriend or best friend.
Yeah.
I say this to my clients, I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I'm your training nutrition coach.
Yeah, it's out of our scope.
I hear you, and it's good to know what kind of stress state you're in.
Yep, of course.
But this is where I'm like, I'm not going to be like, yeah, babe, tell me how it all is.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, have you tried this? Yeah. Have you done some writing things down? I'm not going to butter you up and make the situation worse. That's not helping you, right? And that's why we're talking about what we're talking today. And I think even if you're a coach listening to this and maybe you have these struggles with your clients and you're like, shit, I don't know what to do here. I'm in this tricky spot. Don't be a fucking therapist, but actually maybe give your clients real life strategies that we might even share today that actually does help them think clearer and act out less emotionally and allow them to not lose the focus of the path that they're trying to take with their goals.
Yeah, I think a lot of women don't actually realize how much they're living in a dysregulated state, especially if you are in bodybuilding or fitness. Like, we tend to be quite high achievers. If you're constantly stressed or overstimulated, if you can't go 5 minutes without scrolling on your phone or listening to music or listening to a podcast, or if you're binge eating, emotional eating, like all of these things come down to emotional regulation and you might not even realize that you're there. Like if you're constantly feeling wired but tired, you can't sleep properly, you're always overstimulated, you're always stressing, always overthinking. And if you claim that you don't have time to do these emotional regulation practices, like that is the whole problem in itself. And that is the one thing that's going to change your fucking life because it really impacts everything.
Yeah. It's not a state you want to stay in because it's actually not healthy on a physiological level, right? So this stress that we always feel like we're always like, oh, it's just a mental thing. But no, it actually is physiological and it is your central nervous system running the show. So when we look at our CNS, this is your brain and your spinal cord, okay? This is essentially your body's control center. It's what processes everything. It's what tells your body what to do. It sends those signals to your brain. And this is made up of two systems. So we have our PNS, so your peripheral nervous system. This connects everything to your body and your brain. And then inside of that, we've got your autonomic, it's too long of a fucking word. Thank you. Nervous system. Let's just call it ANS.
Yep.
So this runs everything without you thinking about it. So this is our subconscious, okay? And when we have these subconscious thoughts start to happen, we start noticing things like increased heart rate, digestion might get impacted, your breathing changes, and also even just like your overall hormonal profile as well. So when this is all occurring, okay, there's two states that control everything, okay? And if there's anything you take away, it's knowing these two states, okay? And we've got your sympathetic state. So your sympathetic, this is your fight or flight. That's probably the easiest way to remember because even sometimes my autistic brain trying to say sympathetic and parasympathetic, it's a lot of fucking words. So we've got our fight or flight, okay? This is your stress mode. Now, it's not all negative, okay? Because your fight or flight system, it's actually needed. Like when you're in the gym doing cardio, getting your heart rate up, pushing, like you need to be in your fight or flight to like get your heart rate up and do these things, right? Do you want to be in that when you're trying to relax, sit on the couch, but you can't because you're stressed? Like, no, we don't want to be in that state.
And that's
right?
the problem. Most women are stuck in that.
Stuck in that state.
Yeah.
So this is where you'll notice, your heart rate's going to go up, your breathing speeds up, digestion also slows down.
Huge one.
Yep. Your appetite can drop and you're running on your stress hormones. So this is important because you would get this all the time. I'll have clients when they're stressed. Oh, I can't eat. I have no appetite.
Yeah.
Or a big one that actually happens to me, and I notice it obviously in prep when I'm maybe in the depths, my body's getting really stressed out and it's in that constant fight or flight state. I can't shit. I'm hitting my fiber, I'm drinking my water, but because my body is so stressed out, it is like slowed my digestive system.
People really underestimate what a big difference your stress levels makes to your digestive system.
Yeah. And it's funny, like when I get clients to implement these things, they come to me, they're in these stress states and, one, obviously we fine-tune their nutrition because they're eating like 6 grams of fiber. But on top of that, actually getting them back in to their rest and digest state. So this is where then they can start to actually notice because their body's more calm, it's not on edge, things start moving.
Yeah.
They start getting a little bit more control of their appetite is more regular, okay? But like I said, it's still an important state. Like you need to be in it when you're training. It's your survival. It's like when you know there's danger, your body is going to go into fight or flight to protect you.
Yeah, but the thing is your nervous system does not know the difference between getting chased by a tiger or getting a fucking shitty email from your boss. Like it doesn't know the difference. And that's how it's so easy to get stuck in that sympathetic nervous system.
Yeah, 100%. So knowing the difference between these is important because when I did a call on this and discussed it with my clients, it allowed them to actually take a step back and go, oh, I'm in my fight or flight right now. Oh, I'm like stressed out. This is why this is happening. And guess what? When you understand things better, straight away you're able to take yourself out of the emotional state and you can look at it on a physiological level.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love it because I love being such a science-based type person because it allows me to think a bit more logical as well. But then we go into the other state, which is our rest and digest. Okay. So this is where we need to be in these states, just like we do in the other one from here and there, because this is what actually is going to allow your central nervous system to relax, allow your body to recover. This is what actually allows you to build muscle, right? You're not going to be able to build a stressed physique. You're not even going to be able to shred down to a lean physique with a stressed out physique. So when we're in this state, of course, it's quite the opposite. We've got a slower heart rate. Our digestion improves, nutrients are actually absorbed properly. And this is why it's so important in order for you to go to the bathroom, have good energy, have good sleep to actually, like I said, build muscle. Your body needs to be able to have moments where you're stepping into that parasympathetic nervous system. Hormones regulate, feel calmer, grounded. It's a much more nicer place to be.
A good way to remember this as well that helped me memorize this when I was doing my fitness cert is sympathetic for stress and survival and parasympathetic for peace and poo.
I actually haven't heard that.
Yeah, that's how I remember that.
Yeah, it's easy to get them confused. I just say to clients,
I used to fuck it up all the time.
Yeah, but that's a good one. I like that. But yeah, so we need to have this balance of it, okay? And I think for a lot of people, they're not even realizing that they're spending most of their time in their fight or flight.
Yeah, I did for years.
It's their normal.
Yeah.
And that was me, like my thrive in chaos. I was like,
always go.
Yeah. And holy shit, now that I'm thinking about it, when I learned to actually have the balance between when I needed the two and actually actively try and seek more into my parasympathetic, so many things got better from one, how I handled stress, of course, and how I reacted, in like certain stressful environments, even like my physique.
Yeah, I was about to say you look better.
I looked better. Like when you're stressed as well, you're so much more watery. Yep. You're inflamed. And think about it, right? Because you're not digesting food well. You're probably constipated. Of course, you're going to look more watery and inflamed, right? I think this is actually, it taps into bodybuilding. The biggest, most important thing in peak week is stress management.
Yeah, keep your stress down.
You need to keep your stress down because if your cortisol rises,
It'll ruin you.
it's going to ruin you, and it's going to make a lot of that water not sit in the muscle. It's sitting on top.
Yeah,
and it
or in the midsection.
Yeah, it will ruin your physique, and it's no fucking joke. And it was funny. The most recent peak, obviously, for the FMG, my little ADHD brain, I was like, I need to do this. Oh, I'm here. I've got to go to this lesson. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll go to this posing class. And I filled myself up with appointments. And the Thursday, I had a really big day. It was too big of a day. I had a photo shoot. I did a podcast. I had a posing lesson. It was just fucking chaotic. And I was driving from all opposite ends. Probably a bit much, honestly. And I think it definitely that day, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm a bit watery.
Yeah.
And I was messaging Scott, and Scott was like, what do you have on today? Friday. And I was like, oh, here's a screenshot of my schedule. And he's like, Amanda, you should be kicking your feet up the day before. You need to learn to say no to people. And I was like, and by the way, I won't listen to anyone but Scott, just so you all know. Paul knows he can't tell me things. I'm listening to Scott. And I said to Scott, I was like, thank you. I was like, I need you to put your foot down with me. I need you to tell me things, because I almost am just like, it's just how my brain is. And I know these things.
I'm the same.
I know these things. And I said to him, I was like, I don't have to go to the posing class. Like, it was free, you know. And he's like, honestly, he's like, you know how to pose. He's like, it's going to be better for your physique if you don't go. I don't want you doing heavy posing for an hour the day before. And I was like, okay, no message. My posing coach, Tati, I was like, hey, like coach says, she's like, nah, coach's orders, you got to do what you got to do. And it was so good. I slept during the day, and this was a big change. It was the first time throughout the whole prep I didn't take my meds.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't take my meds. I had a day without my meds because, one, I didn't have to work. I took, obviously, work off. I said to clients, you know, Poppy is head coach for the week. And I think because obviously I have so many requirements, I have to tick steps, I got to do this. I can't be ADHD. I need to be like non-ADHD and probably more autistic to get all this shit done. So for me, I think I was always somewhat, obviously it's a stimulant, guys. Yeah, that's what ADHD medication is. Probably definitely puts me in that fight or flight, the get shit done, heart rate, got to go, right? Definitely calms me though. Oh my God, it calms my anxiety in my meds. But I felt that I could actually fully relax. I could allow myself to be ADHD and tired and airy-fairy. I had a nap during the fucking day because I didn't have steps to do. I didn't have clients to respond to. I could just completely be. Fuck me, I hadn't felt that in so long.
Yeah.
Like to not take my meds the first time in prep. I was fucking tired all day, let me tell you. I was so tired. I full napped. I was like, I am napping.
But you needed that.
I needed that.
Yeah.
And guess what? It was so funny. I even took a photo on my phone. I sent it to my friend Maddie. I felt like I was watery before the nap. Guys, this is how hectic this shit is. I thought I was watery before the nap. When I had a nap, woke up, my abs were popping on my stomach. Like just from complete relaxation.
Yeah.
Like that is the reality of this shit.
Yeah.
Like bodybuilding is proof to this.
People
of this.
really underestimate it.
Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty much for most of the day, if I wasn't having to actually obviously do something, I was just laying with my feet elevated and just complete decompress mode.
Yeah.
And it showed on the physique, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're such a go-getter and if you're listening to this, like ask yourself, when was the last time you just did nothing? Like you just were. Yeah. No podcast in your ears on your walk, like no scrolling on your phone, sitting on the toilet. Like when was the last time you genuinely just did nothing?
It's very powerful.
Yeah, we live in such an overstimulated world. Like you're eating breakfast, you're scrolling on your phone. You're on your walk, you're listening to a podcast. You're laying on the couch, you're watching TV. Like when was the last time you genuinely were just not stimulated? Because that is the biggest fucking driver to being dysregulated is constant stimulation.
100%. And I feel that. And whenever I found my mind has ever gotten too much and I'm like, well.
You feel it. You get overwhelmed.
I'm very fortunate where I live. There's like this really beautiful park and I will literally just walk there and I'll just sit.
Yeah,
at
I'll go to
park
the beach.
And I'll just feel the wind. I'll take in everything and I'm just
be present.
Still. And let me tell you, there's no greater form of grounding.
Yeah, 100%.
I will always, it's because I'm a Taurus, I'm an earth sign. Nature calms me.
Yeah.
But seriously, being outside in nature, letting my eyes just scan as I walk, taking in whatever it is.
Yeah.
So fucking calming.
Yeah, like you don't need to go to some fancy fucking breathwork class or yoga studio. Like go outside.
I think
Go outside without your phone for 5 minutes.
That is honestly perfect. People say I don't have time to be like dysregulate. If you have time to scroll your fucking phone,
Exactly.
you got some time to sit the fuck down.
Take 3 deep breaths.
And people go, oh, that's too hard. Then that's why you should do it more than often.
Yeah, that's the problem.
When people think they need to go, like you said, people think they need to go do yoga. I need to go. Like, you
yeah,
can go outside and hear the wind, the waves, just sit there, just take it in.
It doesn't have to be another thing on your to-do list. Like, that's the whole point. If it becomes something that you feel like you have to tick it off your list and it's just another thing to do, you're missing the fucking point. The whole point is to slow down in your everyday life.
Yeah. And I think when we're looking at how this taps into your training and nutrition goals, are going to be signs that you're potentially burnout, you're dysregulated. With ADHD, I've gotten so much better at this, but this is how I actually found out I had ADHD, was I would keep overloading, yep, do this, do that. I was working ridiculous hours. I didn't realize I was working 60 hours a week at one point until someone pointed it out to me and I was like, oh. And I used to actually post on my stories when I'd take a day off work. I used to always work weekends. And this is when I was working another posing coach job and stuff like that. And I work 7 days a week. And I would post to myself, I'm like, wow, like having a day off today first. Everyone's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think maybe I wore it like a badge of honor.
I was about to say that. I used to flex on how much I would work. Yeah. Working nights, working weekends. Like, it's not a fucking flex.
I think it was like a badge of honor. And I think there was maybe some trauma response in the sense that I never had approval from my parents, or that's what gave me a sense of purpose. I always felt maybe not worthy, or I don't know, going a bit deep here. But I think that was always, again, my nervous system.
I tied my worth very much to my productivity.
Yeah. And
I did that a lot growing up.
A lot of girls do. But let me tell you, ever since being able to fine tune that and work on this, I've never felt more worthy in my life.
Yes, I love that.
I don't feel like I have a point to prove to myself. I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. And I think it's about building evidence for yourself that you can still be that person without thriving in chaos.
Yeah.
I used to post about thriving in chaos. I wanted to get tattooed on me. I don't know why. I thought because I grew up in chaos and that I learned how to thrive in it. That was my survival mechanism. And Paul even said to me, maybe a year ago, like 7 years into the brother or whatever, he's like, you don't need to be in that state anymore. No one's here in your environment to hurt you. No one's out to get you. I know that is the thing that has always carried you, and that's the only thing you've known to help you get through hard training days or grind through prep is your hurt, your pain, and thriving in it. But it doesn't have to be that way. And that was the biggest wake-up call for me because I learned to be able to find more positive and healthier mechanisms of fueling my self-belief and not having to prove something to myself of who I am. And it was hard, that transition. It was almost a loss of identity. But once I was able to build that, now I'm like, no, this is my new identity. I live in a calm home environment. I have a successful business, a steady relationship, a stable home environment, stability. I don't need to be in that masculine energy fucking protective mechanism.
Yeah.
And I know so many of you feel this when I'm saying this. And look, I am no victim. Everyone's got a fucking sob story and everyone's had some fucked up shit happen to them in their childhood. And the reason I'm saying this because I know there's probably so many of you that fucking relate to this shit. But the best thing I did was break victim going, oh, this happened to me. This is why I am the way I am. No, you can fucking take control of it. Everyone's got fucking trauma. And I said this on my story a few weeks ago. No one's coming to fucking save you.
And that's you taking your own power back and taking control of your life.
Yeah, take control. And when you take control, that brings a sense of calmness back.
It really does. Yeah, that's peace.
That's peace. And that's, again, another form of regulation because you're not acting out of emotion anymore. You're deciding, okay, maybe I've had this external stress happen, right? And maybe it was a stress that you can't control. Maybe it was your dog got into a dog fight. Now it's a bit mold. I know that's traumatic. It's the first thing that came to my brain. Excuse my hectic brain. And that was not something you control and you're stressed out as fuck, right? a way that we can almost take back control and maybe a sense of stability is go, okay, this stressful thing happened, but what are things in my life that are in my control that maybe are stressful? Maybe it's waking up and I've got to cook all the kids breakfast. I'm going to do that thing even though I'm stressed out what just happened with the dog. I'm going to take control and make sure the home environment stays stable.
Yeah.
You're going to feel in control. Like, hell yeah. Like, that's already a sense of control, of relief that I'm still keeping the house in order. It might be you broke up, you and your boyfriend broke up with you. And you're like, I can't get out of bed. This is too hard. And you're only now expanding that stress. That stress is consuming you. But if you have the mental power to take control and go, you know what, I'm still going to get up. I'm going to put that hot outfit on, put my red lip on. I'm going to get up, go to the gym, still do my thing. It's going to be painful. It's going to be hard, but it's going to build you and you're going to feel in control. You are in control. Yes, these stressful external things are happening. And I'm not saying this is easy, like I've got the fucking solution. I'm not saying it is, guys. Trust me, it's hard. It's like building muscle. It's hard. It takes time, right? Can't just expect it's going to happen overnight. But if you don't get up every day and start finding some evidence for yourself and detach these emotional things and not letting them consume you, you're never going to break free.
I love that. I love that. I love that you said that because that is something that doesn't get spoken about a lot when it does come to self-regulation is, like it's like we said, it's so much more than the yoga and the breath work. It's being able to focus on the things that you can control in your life when there are other variables that maybe feel a little bit out of control, because that's how you're going to ground yourself. Like that's how you're going to come back to center. And it is even just something as simple, like Amanda said, putting on a fucking hot outfit and go for your hot girl walk. Go outside for 5 minutes. Regulate yourself.
Go see your friends. Don't isolate.
Yeah,
like you still have a life to live.
Exactly.
And one thing I've said, and I've said this in all my years of coaching, because I'll hear it all the time. I need to cancel coaching. This has happened. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard it all over my last 8 years.
Same.
And one thing I'll always say, and it's sometimes been the thing that why girls are here now years later and they actually followed through, right, is I'm a bit of a cunt. I'm a bit of a realist. I say throughout your whole life, bad shit's going to happen. Some of your worst days of your life haven't even happened yet. So if every time some of these worst days ahead that are coming, you self-sabotage and you give up and you respond out of that emotional state, you're forever fucking staying there.
I've had clients come back to me 3 months later and thank me for not letting them give up.
Yeah.
Because they messaged me wanting to cancel and I'm like, that's fine.
Yep.
But do you want to jump on a call and talk about it first?
Yes. And I do that every time too.
Yeah.
And look, obviously, it's my fucking income, but I actually, the reason I am successful in my business is because there's genuine passion and care. It's led with integrity. It's not to run an 8-week challenge. And trust me, if I want to make some money, I'll just run an 8-week challenge. Doesn't mean I believe in it. Probably get girls some sign up, but anyway.
Our books are full. We're not worried.
Yeah, we're not worried, okay? But what we are worried about is girls coming into our corner that came to us and said, this is where I want you to get me.
Yeah.
And then we're not meeting our role as a coach to coach you through that.
Yeah, like we feel a duty of care.
There is a duty of care and that's coaching. If your coach says, no worries, babe, next person off the wait list, thank you.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck. That's not coaching. And I have numerous times gotten on calls where I'm like, and there has always been more to the story. And when we've spoken, we've stripped the emotion. We've pulled it right back and we go, okay, now that we've got rid of the emotion, now where are you actually?
Yeah, we're here to help you find a solution.
Yes. And 9 times out of 10, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better after
literally,
that. Yeah.
Literally. It's like the fire reignites. They're like, all right, let's fucking go.
Yeah. Like, do you want me to go, oh, babe, that's so fine. Totally understandable. You know what? Like, poor you, butter you up. You're a victim.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a part of the reason and be that person, that friend that gives you that toxic positivity that goes, no, babe, that's so fair. You have every right to. No, you don't have every fucking right to. Because you told me you wanted this goal.
Exactly.
You told me this meant a lot to you. You told me you're sick of looking at yourself in the mirror and fucking hating what you're seeing, not wanting to go hang out with your friends. You're so fucking depressed. You're so sleep deprived. You fucking told me these things. And this is the exact reason you're stuck. And now you want to quit because there's some stressful shit has happened.
It's our job to not let you give up on yourself.
Yeah. And I will only try once. I will try once. And then if it happens again, I'm done. I'm tapping out because I will give everything to my clients. I will fucking believe in you. I will fucking back you. And if I've had this conversation, then a week later you're doing the same fucking thing, you don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't fucking want
and
it.
Why should we want it if you don't want it?
I will not want it better than you. We have to want it together. And I have said goodbye to clients.
Yeah.
I have. And I've said, not only are you wasting my time, but you're wasting yours. And yours is the most important. When you're ready, I want you to come back to me. Because I'm babysitting you right now. And I think that is from a coach that cares, not about your money, but actually you, if you're going to invest in this, we're fucking investing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think we went a little bit off topic there.
We did. Got a bit passionate in the feels. But back to all this, I would say we'll go through each other's, because everyone's very different what regulates them, right?
Yeah.
I think what we'll quickly wrap with is like what we've both done that we found's worked best for us. So for me, especially where I'm at now, I used to always think it was cliche and I wouldn't even fucking bother doing it. Journaling. And also time blocking things. I used to be notorious for writing these big chaotic long lists that, I was like, yeah, I'm going to smash all this out. And then I wouldn't do it and I'd go to bed and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm like, I'm a failure.
Yeah, literally.
And then because I would just think I feel like I could build Rome in a day, cunt. You know what I mean? But now what I do every single morning, and it's the first thing in the morning when I wake up, I sit down with my diary. I write down everything I'm going to do, the time it's going to take for each one, and everything is scheduled, blocked. And I go, what's achievable today? Okay, this thing isn't fitting in today. That's going tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that already was a sense of regulation because I had calm and clarity going into the day of knowing. And that probably is one of the top things for me with my busy brain that calmed the shit out of me and allowed me to end my days feeling more fulfilled and more calm or not overstimulated in my head.
Yeah.
So that, and then also setting intentions to the day, writing down what I'm actually grateful for. I would always get so caught up on, oh my God, this, I'm going to do that and all these stressful things. But when I started practicing gratitude and actively having to look for things that I was grateful for, it trained me to start looking for more positive things in my life. And that when the negative things would happen, these stressful things, they didn't hit so hard anymore because I have so much shit that is going well. We have this negative bias where we're always so fixated on, oh my God, this client didn't get the result because they never even did a fucking check-in. Now they're bad-mouthing me to everyone around me. But mind you, I just got 6 testimonials from clients that have loved their fucking journey and so happy with the results. But I'm going to focus on this negative one and I'm going to beat myself up about it.
Yeah, if you focus on the negatives, you'll never really see the positives.
You miss out on the good shit, right?
You do.
Yeah. So that trained me to not ever have those negative things. They just kind of fall off me.
Yeah, I say that to my clients. If you have a negative thought, replace it with a positive one straight away because you're rewiring your brain.
Yeah. So I feel like I've done that pretty much probably the last 8 months with the journaling and the gratitude.
Journaling's amazing.
Reframed my fucking brain.
Yeah.
Reframed my brain. And every day I woke up, what's the inspiration today? And sometimes it'd be so random. It may be someone I know or look up to, or maybe it was looking back on a behavior I used to have that I no longer don't. That was an inspiration for today to keep going. Or maybe a client did something and inspired me and I'm like, oh my God, I helped this client through this. Wow. So they were my biggest things. And a lot of it was that writing, self-reflection, journaling, and just kind of slowing the fuck down. But what about you?
I totally agree. I'm a big advocate for journaling. You guys have heard me talk about that a million times. Also, how I start my day. I used to start my day and start scrolling on my phone straight away, looking at my to-do list. What do I have to do today? Oh, I've got so much shit to do. Start your day with fucking peace. I literally wake up and I just, as I'm laying in bed, I take like 3 deep breaths. Something just so simple, like just starting your day in a slow manner. If I'm not going to the gym that morning, I sit with my coffee. I don't go on my phone. I do a little bit of journaling, a little bit of deep breathing. The way you start your day is going to set your tone for your day. If you start
up in your blanket, feel it, like, oh, this
literally,
is so cozy.
I take my time. Like I used to feel like I have to start my day in such a rush because I have so much shit to do. Like the shit will get done regardless, whether I start my day in 5 minutes or start it in 20 minutes.
I think that taps into your environment too, right? Like if you live in a hoarded, cluttered house, you don't clean anything. You're just like, you don't even like take your daily shower because you don't value yourself, right?
Yeah.
That is going to keep you feeling dysregulated.
Yeah.
A calm, clean environment is completely, honestly, underestimated.
Oh, absolutely.
Having a comfy bed, comfy pillows when you go to sleep, it's your safe space. Like every time someone comes into my house, they come to the office, I go, oh my God, your office is just, it's so nice. I'm like, yeah, I spend most of my time here. It has to be calming.
Literally.
I've got my beautiful pink neon lights. It's clean, a pink furry rug. I will sometimes, I do it all the time actually. I'll just go lay on my pink fluffy rug that you see in my office and I'm like, I just rub it and I sit there and I listen to me. I just rub it.
Yeah,
your
nice. Space is so important.
It's so great for my autism and I just calm. Like, this is very nice. So having your environment's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Even like obviously I work in my office, but if my kitchen is a mess, I can't think straight.
I can't eat my meal if I haven't taken my meds. My ADHD's left 10 ingredients out.
Like your space needs to be decluttered because then your mind is going to be decluttered. But also a big one for me is just not fucking scrolling on my phone so much.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important to say that because I didn't even think about it because I never do that anymore. But there was a time for me where that was something I would do.
You just fill the gaps.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing for a lot of clients. They're like, oh, I missed the gym. So I'm like, and I will say to them, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? Oh, I scroll. I'm like,
don't do that.
That's it there.
Straight away,
that's
cheap dopamine
there.
Overstimulation. It's the worst fucking thing that you can do for your brain, bro.
It's like, you know what you're doing essentially? It's like you've just invited 50 strangers into your bedroom first thing you're woken up and you haven't even given yourself a minute.
Literally.
That is not going to be great for your central nervous system, guys.
Yeah.
So you're going to die. We're not touching it. Get the fuck up. Get your body moving. And if you can, go get some fucking wind on your face, mate.
Yeah.
Like, get up. Like, that was the best thing for me, just getting up and even just like getting the cold air on my face for a quick little stroll or something.
Just like micro moments in your day. Like if you're sitting at a red light or if you're sitting on the toilet or if you're waiting in line for something, rather than scrolling on your phone, just fucking be. Take a few deep breaths.
Take a shit.
Yeah, literally. Just take a few deep breaths. Like just sit alone with your thoughts for 5 minutes. It fucking makes such a big difference.
And you know what? You start to learn to become your best friend.
You do.
I talk to myself in the car, guys, as you'll see on the next vlog. But I'm my best friend. I'm my best friend.
Yeah.
And when you learn to not actually be afraid of your own mind and you're like, oh, this is actually
you have to learn how to sit with yourself.
Learn to be your best friend. I love spending time with you, but I love spending time with myself.
Yeah. Oh, same.
I love my alone dates. I even tell Stu,
like, I need me time.
I love spending time.
Go to the other room.
I love going into my office and sometimes I'm not even working on work stuff. I'm just working on whatever it is.
Literally.
Like, I'm just laying on my floor on my carpet.
Yeah. I go sit at a cafe, have a coffee. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. I think that was good. I think hopefully a lot of you girls can take a lot away from that. And if there is something that you're going to implement, or maybe you do it and you're like, holy fuck, this has actually changed my life since hearing this from you, either let us know, or if you know one of your friends that you feel like could really benefit from this conversation, do them a favor. Send this episode to them.
Yeah,
right now, send it through to them. They will probably appreciate you so much because, one, you actually care about them and maybe you see that they're in a stress state. And honestly, this has changed my life, this shit.
Yeah. And if you're on your hot girl walk right now listening to this, the potty's done, put your phone away and have some fucking quiet time.
But make sure you share us on your Instagram first.
Do that first.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.